Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to Rap Ministries. That's Reaching All People Ministries. And I'm Brother Yahoo, aka Brother Ronnie. Thank you for coming on in today. Got a great teaching for you today. A needed teaching in the body of Messiah and throughout the entire world. Great teaching for you today. But just thank everybody for coming on in here today. I love and appreciate you. And as we give people an opportunity to come on in, just listen to the sounds. My father, my earthly father, did this music for me. He a musician. Just powerful music. He did another one for us too. But I like this one. But just thank everybody for coming on in today. You know, a lot going on in the world, but don't be distracted. Keep your eye on the Messiah. Keep your eye on the Messiah. Keep your eye on the word. Or like they say, keep your eye on the prize. That's what they love to say. Keep your eye on the prize. You know, I see we got 10 in here. We give everybody a moment or so to come on in. You know, we always tell who didn't make it. Brother Ronnie and me and two of my children. We almost didn't make it. As we get some more in here, still got a little cold, but as we get some more some more in here, we'll tell, bro. I could have been snuffed out that fast. I just praise the Most High that I am here and my two younger children are here today. They don't know what happened, but boy, it could have been catastrophic. Boy, it could have been catastrophic. That would have been the end of Reaching All People Ministries. But thank everybody for coming on in. I'm going to greet the people. You know, just greet the people, then maybe when a little bit more people. I tell you, I was almost a goner. A goner. You hear me? Wouldn't be going to Texas next month. I'll be a goner. But I'm going. Most High willing, I'm going. Excuse me. All right. But we're going to greet the people. Grind like Josh. Thank you for coming on in, good brother. Thank you for coming on in. Grind like Josh and the Armstead. Sound like a good group to me. Mama J. Pope, not to be confused with them wicked popes. Thank you for coming on in, Mother Pope. We truly, truly appreciate you. You're a blessing to the ministry. Sister Sophie, that's the other half of brother Sterling. You know Sterling Silver? Thank you for coming on in. Oh, he couldn't be here today. Okay. You know, it's up here. For the teachings are always ready and available. Sister Auntie, thank you for coming on in today. Appreciate you for coming on in. You know, appreciate you for coming in. Key to life is Torah. Shabbat Shalom to your family. Shabbat Shalom to you. It's always a pleasure to see you guys, North Carolina crew. We just thank you that you came on in today. Chanel T, thank you for coming on in. Yeah, Chanel T, I know who you are. You brother Sterling folks. Thank you for coming on in today. It's a blessing to see you on this Sabbath day, this holy Sabbath day. See, we got 17 on in here, but everybody that ain't in here. I don't see no Ohio crew. Where them angels at? But yeah, I was almost going. Let me turn this music off, and then we're gonna get ready to get going because we got a lot. We got a lot to cover today. Let me turn this music off. But yeah, he said, well, how were you almost a goner, brother? Well, I believe this was, I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday. I was coming home from work. You know, I have two of my children, they go to the school that I teach at, and we was on our way home, driving, right, about to enter into our neighborhood. We was at a light, and me, myself, I personally always, when a light change, we sitting at a red light, when a light change, I wait 1 or 2 seconds before I go. I waited my normal 1 or 2 seconds. I didn't see nobody coming. For one thing, I was in a lane, and then there was a lane right next to me, which was a turning lane. So I really couldn't even see through them. But, you know, I got the green light. I waited 1 or 2 seconds, so I pulled, and then as I was pulling off, whoosh, right before my face, I felt the wind. I was like, whoa! I hit them brakes. Oh, hit them brakes. I was probably about that much from hitting them. So, or them hit, either me hitting them or them hitting me. They would have T-boned us, or we would have T-boned them. And if it would have T-boned me, it would have got me or my little baby son and his sister. They was both on the same row in the van. So I just thank the Most High that our life was not. I mean, that probably would have been some bad injuries, or we took out. We took out. I thank the Most High for His divine protection. I said, man, you could be wiped out like this. We walking around here thinking we got all eternity to do. Well, I'm gonna get my life right tomorrow. No, man, it could be gone. These bodies are fragile. So I just thank the Most High for divine protection. And when I looked in my rearview mirror, the guy that was behind me, boy, he had terror on his face. He had terror on his face. Like, man, that could have been bad. And the people that was in the turning lane, they were shaking their head like, that don't make no sense. Them people didn't even, they missed the light by almost 3 or 4 seconds. So I just praise the Most High that I'm still amongst the land of the living, and I'm here to, I said, the devil don't want this message out today. It's powerful, powerful, powerful. But I see some more people came on in. We see your brother Woody. Thank you for coming on in. Chief Scientist, thank you for coming on in today. We appreciate you. We really appreciate you. Servant of Yahuwah, thank you for coming on in. Appreciate you, appreciate you. There goes some Ohio crew. Yanis, Baby Charlotte, Warrior Clapping Caleb, thank you for coming on in today. I appreciate everybody that's here. And I see Sister Erica Yashel. She sent me a video this week that I was like, man, that lets me know I am doing the right thing with, I'm in tune with the Ruach. I'm doing the right class. I'm doing the right class. I don't see a couple of regulars. I don't see a nun, and I don't see a couple of people on here today. I don't see them, but hopefully they'll be on in. Brother Ken, I don't see him either, but hopefully they'll be on in. But Sister Erica Yashel, Elder Henry, double honor to the elders. Double honor to the elders. And it may sound quiet in here today because I am here by myself today. I came on into the studio by myself. This class was not for children, so we have some youth, and I didn't want them sitting in here. They could have had on headphones, but I just said, no, let them, it's a time and a place for the children. So if you have young children, really, if they're under the age of 15, it is really not the message for them. So, give them a day off. And then after this, you can have Bible study with them. But I'm going to stop babbling. And I'm going to decrease that he might increase, because at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, this thing ain't about me. It's all about who? It's about the Most High Yah. So let me get this PowerPoint situated. Wednesday, while I'm at it, Wednesday, boy, I collapsed. I got home and collapsed. I got home around about 4. I collapsed. I didn't get up to about 9. They had ate dinner and everything. They probably tried to wake me up, but couldn't do it. Tired, man. Working for the Most High. Play from the start. Make sure it went up on YouTube. Got up, saw I had some text messages from some church members, and I was like, oh man, I missed all these text messages. And so I said, man, I really hate when that happens, because you don't want people to think you're just ignoring them when you're not. So collapse. Got up. Oh my good, eyes bloodshot red. Been dealing with a little cold too, but it's on its way. This is on its way on out. But let's praise and on YouTube correctly. You might see fire, brother running. What you got fire up there for? Twofold. We want to be tried by the fire. We want to be tried, but we want to come out smelling like a rose. And if you don't do what the Most High say, that fire will consume you. You don't want that fire to consume you. Thank everybody for being here today. We're going to pray. Abba, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day. the day you hung in creation many, 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 many millennia ago. Father, we thank you for all of your people that came here to hear your word, and we thank you that you would bless them. We thank you that you would edify them, and we thank you that you would change them for the better in their lives. Father, we just thank you right now that they will not be hearers of your word, but they will be doers of your word, because hearers get faith and doers get the results. Father, we ask that you give them a special miracle, a special blessing. Just reward them for their faithfulness. Father, we just ask you today, if anybody is bound, they will be free. Father, right now we just thank you that you alone will get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory. Do your name, and we bind the devil. We cast him out. We call him doomed, damned, and defeated. We cast out arguments. We cast out strife. Father, we thank you that your spirit will flow, and it will cause me to say the things that I need to say to administer life and healing unto your people. Father, we just thank you for all of these things in the mighty, powerful name of your son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. 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 There you go. There you go. Mama C.A. Mama C.A. Missed you last week, Mama C.A. and the Doves. Thank you for coming on in today. We truly appreciate you, Mama C.A. Thank you for coming on in. Brother Ken, Joe, we're talking about you. Keep them commandments and you'll be in. Thank you, brother, for coming on in. Thank you for coming on in. Yeah, we should always give him praise, honor, and glory due his mighty, magnificent name. It's due him. It's due him. Do you know what that means? It's due. You know, when they say the bills due, he is due your praise. Have you been giving it to him? But again, before we get into this message, I want to tell you guys, this is not for small children. It's not for maybe 16. Well, I would even say 14 and up. This is basically for them. But you know, a lot of times, but I would even say some children, what we're going to talk about, some children get into this stuff early. As young as 10, 11, and 12 years old. But what are we talking about today? The grave sin of pornography. The grave sin of pornography. And we're going to show you the origins of it today. The origins? Yeah, the origins. Because guess what? There is nothing new under the what? Under the sun. Ain't nothing new. You hear me? Ain't nothing new. Well, let's keep it pushing. Because in Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says ain't nothing new under the sun. So let's get the context. All is, when Solomon wrote this, he said all is vanity. The words of a preacher, hear me. I'm going to speak the same thing that David spoke, that Solomon spoke, that Yeshua spoke, that Moses spoke, that the Most High spoke. I'm going to speak it. I'm going to preach it. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to publish it. But the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. He said, vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. All is vain. It's for nothing. All this world gonna pass away one day, y'all. And you got to make sure that you're not in love with it. You got to make sure that you don't get involved in things that will cause you to miss the kingdom. Some people gonna miss the kingdom, I'm telling you. But it said, all is to what? No purpose, said the preacher. All the ways of man are to what? No purpose. That's the Bible in basic English. You see, I read it in the King James, and then I read it in the Bible in basic English. It said, all the ways of man are to what? No purpose. Why? Because we are sinful, very sinful. It says, the thing, skip to verse 9, the thing that hath been, it is which shall be. And the thing which is done, it is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Brother, when were you even talking about pornography? Pornography was back in them days? Yes, it was back in them days too. A lot of people are struggling with this. A lot of people are trapped in this. But we're going to endeavor to put the word out there to help get people free today. It is torment being bound by something. You don't want to be bound. You want to be an overcomer. It says, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath already been of old time, which was before us. I'm telling you, this stuff go way back. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Because a lot of time, what do? We tend to forget history. And guess what it does? It repeats itself. But because, well, I'm telling you, all is vanity. Don't love the world. John, the apostle, he said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, what? The lust of this flesh right here. This stuff right here keep getting us in trouble. The lust of what? The eyes, your eye gate. And the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world, what it do? It passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yah abideth forever. If you obey, you're going to live forever. You're going to get that eternal life. Oh, okay, Mama CA, I'm glad you listened. I'm glad you listened. But because all of this stuff go back, it go all the way. We ain't gonna look at this. You can go get this. I got this on many things, but it all go back to Adam and Eve. It go back to Nimrod. All of them, all of that ancient stuff. You can get that on your own. But the grave sin of pornography. You see the Playboy bunny? Why you think they use a bunny? Huh? Because all of this stuff in this world system that we're dealing with, it is fertility worship, and rabbits are very fertile animals. That's the symbol. Pornhub. Looked it up. What are the top, and I ain't really like putting that stuff on my computer, like searching what's the top. I don't like that mess. I don't even want that on my computer. So I typed in, in Google, what is the top porn sites, and this one was one of them. So I just put it on there. But I chose this one because it says Pornhub. Hub. So what does hub mean? Hub. Let's see what hub means. It said the central part of a wheel, like you got hubcaps, rotating on or with the axle, and from which the spokes radiate. Similar, pivot. It's an axis. So whatever, it's the axis of porn. A fulcrum, the center point. Let's look at the second one. It says the effective center of an activity, a region, or a network. It says the city has been the financial hub of the country. So center of activity, the core, the heart, the focus, the focal point. The middle, the nucleus, the kernel, the nerve center of, so what's this? They telling you this is the nerve center of porn or fornication. The fornication hub. That's what it is. And this teaching is not to beat nobody over the head. It's not to beat anybody over the head. But if anything in this message can hit you, if it hits you, change it. Make the change. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But this right here, the grave sin of pornography. You say, wait a minute, Brother Ronnie, what the world has got to do? What does that got to do with pornography? A whole lot. But Sister Auntie, she sent me this week. That's how I knew too. Sister Erica sent me a video. I said, oh my, it was about this same sex loving preacher trying to say that David and David and Jonathan was in a relationship, Ruth and Naomi. I mean, he was just going at it. Yeah, read your Bible. They was in the same loving relationships. But Auntie sent me this. It says, it's this new movie called Wicked that's coming out. And they got merchandise all on. I mean, they making money, and the movie ain't even came out yet. It's supposed to be roughly based on the Wizard of Oz characters. But you see, it said Mattel's mix-up on Wicked doll packaging caused traffic surge on a porn site. So on the box of this toy, they accidentally put a porn site on there. So when people click on it or do the little QR code, it would take them to a porn site. I said, what kind of wickedness? And it's called what? Wicked. That's just the fact that his name Wicked and it's a witch. You shouldn't even be there. And so you guys, look at that hat that witch in the middle is wearing. the green witch is wearing. Tell me, what does that hat remind you of? Just type it in the search. I mean not in the search, in the comment. Just look at the hat in the middle and tell me, what does it remind you of? because I was watching the news and I saw it. It reminded me something immediately. Give you a couple of seconds, and if it don't remind you of nothing, you ain't got to put nothing in there. But me, because you know the truth, it immediately puts you to mind, or something. Auntie, don't you put nothing in, because you already know. Oh, Sister Erica Yashel, you are absolutely, servant of Yahuwah, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Bro, what is it, a tree? You are absolutely right. But look at it, they selling stuff, but it looks just like this depiction of what? The Tower of Babel. You say, what this got to do with porn? You gonna see. But I was talking to Sister Auntie, and it looked like that too. Snake, something wicked. But I was talking to Sister Auntie, and I said, because I sent the pictures, I said, what that remind you of? She told me, and I said, I want you to look that up for me. What that hat? Because some people, I talked to somebody this week. You looking too hard. But Sister Auntie went out to Chat GPT, and this lady right here, Susan Hilferty, look at her. She looked like a witch, all in green. She designed the hat. So in the middle, it said the hat. So Sister Auntie put in there the hat that the witch wears in the Wicked movie. What was the hat modeled after? So Chat GPT told her the witch's hat in Wicked was inspired by a traditional depiction of the classic witch hat, often blah, blah, blah. So Auntie was like, no, so Auntie was more specific because ChatGPT didn't want to tell her the truth. So she said, is it designed after the Tower of Babel? So then ChatGPT said to Auntie, yes, in fact, Susan Hilferty, the costume designer for Wicked, has mentioned that she modeled Elphaba's hat after the Tower of Babel. The idea was to give it a unique twist, symbolizing. Now, who made the Tower of Babel? Nimrod, wicked, evil. She said that the idea was to give it a unique twist, symbolizing what? Ambition. Nimrod was ambition. Struggle. He struggled against the Most High. And the complex journey of Elphaba's character. By referencing the Tower of Babel, Hilferty added a layer of symbolism that aligns with Elphaba's attempts to rise above oppression. That's what Nimrod wanted to do, rise above the oppression of the Most High. He was mad at the Most High. You killed all our ancestors with that flood. You ain't gonna never do it again. Matter of fact, we're gonna build a tower so high, we're gonna go up there, we're gonna war against you. To rise up above oppression and misunderstanding in her world. What, wicked world? That's what Satanists think and Luciferians think. They say, well, Satan, he's just misunderstood. Making the hat more than just a traditional witch accessory. I cannot make this stuff up. That lady, she looked like a witch. Boy, and this is the season of the witch. We just had Halloween. They finna get into these their high days. But we did a teaching, Sweet Jesus, a few weeks ago, and I asked this question right here. I said, would Yeshua, would he trick or treat? Would he keep Christmas, Easter, and Valentine's Day? Skip Sabbath service to keep Sunday service? Cuss people out? Eat pork barbecue ribs? Let sinners into heaven? Cheat on his taxes? Gossip? And one question was, watch porn? Would he? Would he watch porn? Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, Brother Ken. It said, now, to the right, it said the statistics for Christian men, you know, these people who say they saved, sanctified, filled with the Spirit. It said the Christian men between the ages of 18 and 13 years old are particularly striking. 77% look at pornography at least monthly. 36% view pornography on a daily basis. 32% admit to being addicted, and another 12% think they may be. Woo! Look down in the middle, it said 15 mind-blowing statistics about pornography. It said the statistics show that Christians and even church pastors engage in viewing porn at almost the same rate as the secular population. Don't the Bible tell us to be ye holy for he holy? Ain't we supposed to be certified, sanctified? Fact checker, down at the bottom. It said, do Christian men watch more pornography? The survey found that approximately 2/3 or 64% of Christian men admit they view pornography at least monthly. If you are a follower of the Messiah, you should not be partaking in that. And if you are, you had better stop. You had better get it under control. But we're going to go to this counseling. I think it's the Taylor Counseling Group, taylorcounselinggroup.org or com, one of them. But they say, because it's a lot of people addicted to this stuff. You want to know why? Because it's strong demons. If you can't let it go, some demons and unclean spirits, they have a hold of you. But guess what? We're going to get you free today. We're going to try our best to get you free today. It says, before learning about the effects of porn addiction, it's necessary to understand what porn addiction is. Certain factors like watching porn excessively or having porn interfere with daily life signal a dependence. You know, like people dependent upon drugs. Some people are dependent upon what? Porn. Excessively or having porn interfere with daily life signal a dependence on porn. The following are also signs of addiction: loss of interest in other acts. You don't want to do nothing but just watch that junk. 2, need to watch porn trumps other activities and sometimes overshadow hobbies the person used to enjoy. Man, I play my NES from time to time. You know, Nintendo Entertainment System that came out in like 1985. My mama and them didn't give me one till 2 years later because then the price dropped. But porn, Nintendo, get out of here, porn. But it says, shame and secrecy. The individual may be secretive because they feel shame regarding their addiction. You should, because that's shame, but that's a good sign. If it's shame, that's a good sign. That means you can get out. If you get to the point where you serial conscious with a hot iron, well, you don't have no shame. You don't have no shame at all. Man, you getting close to reprobate. Shunning, it says shunning followed by relapse. People addicted to porn may try to stop engaging it. That's a good sign. You know it's wrong. You're trying to get out of it. It says people, they may try to stop engaging with it only for their minds to be consumed by the images. Images are powerful. They will resume watching it, often for extended periods. See, so you giving that stuff, these Christians, they said all that big percentage that was watching, you giving that stuff more time than you giving the Most High. Seeking more explicit. It said, what does it do? It said they seek more explicit content. They don't stop there. They just they got to have more. It says, as a brain gets used to watching porn, individuals may seek more explicit content. That's like drugs. That's like being a drunk. You got to get stronger and stronger drinks. Stronger and so you may start at marijuana, then you done graduated to you smoking some other mess that's strong. You on crack. You go from cocaine to crack to heroin. But let's keep it pushing. We ain't gonna read all this stuff. But it says, let's see who this is. Let's see who it is. Who watching this stuff? It said pornography use is widespread among many demographics. Woo. It said, I'm going to skip. It said, very rarely will there be someone who doesn't feel embarrassed. You should. About using pornography. Many can identify tangible ways it's affected their life and relationships. Others express extreme fear of being found out. Sometimes you might need to get found out because it'll make you stop. Pornography is used more widespread than we think. According to the ballot brief of millions of websites on the internet, 12% contain pornographic material. Additionally, the use of pornography differs between men and women. A total of 40% of adult women, that many women, you would think the women wouldn't be doing this stuff. And 69% of adult men watch porn in any given year. That's a lot of people, y'all. On top of that, health research, man, let's just keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. So what are the long-term effects? They say it's like drugs really, because your brain releases what they call dopamine. In a widely referenced study from 1988 by Dr. Dolph Zillman and Dr. Jennings Bryan, the effects of porn on family values are clear. It decreases people's sexual satisfaction. The explicit images disconnect people from their genuine relationship. Your relationships suffer. Pornographic content lowers people's view of women. You watching these women in these videos, and you on them like you like what they look like. They give you a view. They probably put the best looking women on there, and you want that. So your wife, she ain't like that. So you like that better. But it says it desensitizes people to cruelty. It said viewing these images make people want to watch increasingly explicit pornography. It just ain't enough. But AI says, what are the negative effects? It says sexual violence. What? Again, your relationships are messed up. You have an addiction, isolation, distorted beliefs, negative feelings, jealousy. I don't know. It said even drug abuse. A lot of these porn stars, they addicted to drugs. Some studies suggest that pornography consumption may be a defense mechanism against stress, anxiety, and depression. Ooh, what is this? What does this say right here? This is, I forgot what site this from. It's addictionhelp.com. Porn addiction statistics. Most reports of porn addiction are self-reported. Tiger Woods admitted he had a problem. Tiger Woods? It could be anybody. We're going to show you why it's so prevalent today, where it came from. But it says, it said porn addiction is not viewed as a medically accepted behavior health condition. It's not viewed as No, this is a spiritual issue, brothers and sisters. Despite a growing number of people reports of struggle with porn viewing behavior, people are stuck. These demons have their wicked hooks in them. But most porn is produced, guess where it's produced? In California. I like to call it Californication. Californication or Californication. We're going to get to the Bible in a minute. But it was a TV show called Californication. This is what most of these movies are shot there. But let's go to it. This is from the LA Times. It said porn, we ain't going to read all this. It said porn studio is among the 10 busiest sites for on location filming in LA. The pornography industry, like the rest of Hollywood, has been buffeted by the economic downturn, the fall off in DVD sales, and cornucopia of free content on the internet. They losing money because a lot of these, they said the websites, they got free porn. So folks ain't gonna pay for what they want. But still, for the better, the adult entertainment business remains alive and well in San Fernando Valley, where thousands of films are shot every year in warehouses and private homes. One of the 10 busiest sites for on-location filming is Los Angeles. You know, the city of what? Angels. It says, was a 2-story industrial building in Chatsworth operated by Penthouse Studios. You remember Penthouse magazine? But anyway, skip to the right. It said most of the films shot in the studio were produced by Video Bliss, a Penthouse-owned studio. Skip down to the red. About 6,000 adult films are shot each year, with the most filmed in San Fernando Valley, according to industry estimates. The films mostly fly under the radar, but occasionally they stir controversy. In 2006, residents of an Encino neighborhood complained to officials about an onslaught of porn filming in their enclave, including one during the Easter holiday. I'm telling you, Easter, Astoreth, that is the origin of pornography. They mad. They get mad. Skip down to the bottom. Porn production accounts for less than 5% of all film permits, but Film LA does not track the industry overall activity. A decade ago, local economists estimated that the porn industry in the San Fernando Valley generated 10 to 20,000 jobs annually and had $4 billion in annual sales. $4 billion in annual sales? Even though folks ain't buying the DVD, man, that's a lot of money. But a lot of people are uncomfortable with the subject, even though it appears they have a lot of customers. A lot of good people, they trapped in this stuff. But let's see the natural progression, because I got this little book. And I send it to people that may be struggling with it. I sent it to dozens of brothers. The book is called, I should have brought it with me. It's called Every Man's Struggle. But this is the progression. Lingerie magazines, or how you say lingerie? I said lingerie. Lingerie, lingerie draws. But lingerie magazine, that's where it started. Little fella is taking his mama magazines. Then you graduate to what? Pornographic magazines. Then that ain't enough. You got to get movies and websites. Then that ain't enough. You find yourself in what? Strip clubs. Then that ain't enough. You into prostitution, and that ain't enough. Even worse, which can end up you being dead in hell. But what country watches the most porn? You do that, it said the United States is the country that watches the most porn based on Pornhub, the center of fornication. Annual year in review statement. Top countries some other top countries, the US, the Philippines, France, Mexico, the UK, Japan, Germany, and Italy. Pornhub traffic. The the United States, what they call the Christian nation, has the highest daily traffic to Pornhub, followed by the UK or the United Kingdom. What? You better go watch that Sunday and Swine, because we talked about the UK in there. Them ancient Galatians. But again, what countries? You see it, same thing. The United States, the Philippines. Wow. But this is from Statista.com. It said Pornhub is owned by the Canadian entertainment conglomerate ALO. Saw over $3 billion to his website from users based in the United States in January 2024. In January 2024, $3 billion. Web visits from Indonesia ranked second, as almost 765 million visits from the country were registered to Pornhub in the examined period. Brazil followed with 503 million. Make sure you're not contributing to the United States views. Make sure you're not in that. If you are, stop. Don't be in it no more. But again, what country watches the most? It says the United States at the top of the list. Look at Russia over there to the right. They one of the low. They next to the lowest. Chile being the lowest, then Russia. Russia? The United States. Then look at Egypt is low. You mean the United States is worse than Egypt? Modern Egypt, I should say. Just trying to say this. But what is pornography? A lot of people have a hard time defining what it is. Thank you, Sister Brianne. Thank you for coming on in today. Appreciate you. But pornography, it says, these are from the Oxford Languages. It says printed or visual material containing the explicit description or display of sexual organs or activity intended to stimulate erotic rather than aesthetic or emotional feelings. She warned that the access to hardcore pornography, that's an example, was shaping children's expectation in relationships. Similar, erotica, pornographic material, hardcore pornography, softcore porn. It ain't no softcore. It's all messed up. Dirty books, smut, filth. Vice, it's a vice. Why? Because it grips people. Porn, hard porn, soft porn, porno, skin girly magazines, cheesecake, huh? Pornies. You'll see it, but to the right it says porn. See, the word porn is not actually a real word. It's just an abbreviation for what? Pornography. But you can look at that on your own at some other time. But according to Merriam-Webster, what is it? For many people, any attempt to define the word pornography calls to mind off-quoted line from the Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart in 1964. He said, I know it when I see it. I know it when I see it. While compilers of the dictionaries might wish to be granted such latitude in explaining the meaning of certain words, they are held to a higher standard. Pornography, which has been used in the English since the middle of the 19th century, comes from the Greek pornographos, meaning writing about people who engage in sex acts for pay, and initially referred to a visual or written matter designed to cause sexual arousal, a meaning that is still the most common one employed today. Pornography has in recent years taken on an additional non-sexualized sense, one that refers to depiction of sensational material such as what? Violence. Wait a minute. But serial killers, they are heavy into this. That's what I'm telling you. Let's go back. When I said from prostitution to worse, serial killers. They done went all the way from the little, what they call softcore level to the hardcore. They mental, this kind of stuff is crazy. They like to bloodlet people and they get off on that kind of stuff. That's the worst. You get a strong demon on you. You got a strong demon on you. But to the right, the depiction of erotic behavior as in pictures or writing. Pictures or writing. Women, a lot of you women, they love these romance novels. Them words paint a picture in your mind. And so, like when the men be in the pornography, it makes an unrealistic thing for them. Of some of what these women doing. The women, they reading this stuff, reading these magazines, and it's painting an unrealistic picture about what romance is supposed to be. So when your man ain't doing what Romeo, or what was that guy name? Nobody in here to answer. Fabio. You remember Fabio? With the muscles and the long blonde hair? So when he ain't doing what Fabio doing, he caressed the nape of her neck. You know, that kind of stuff. He caressed and did, and all kind of mess. That stuff, same deal, man. Them erotic romance novels. Some women, they can't stop reading them. But material such as books or photographs that depict erotic behavior and is intended to cause sexual excitement. The depiction of acts in a sensational manner so as to arouse a quick, intense emotional reaction. It's Cambridge. It says books, magazines, movies, etc. with no artistic value that describe or show sexual acts of naked people in a way that is intended to be sexually exciting. A campaign, we need to have a campaign. They said that Donald Trump is part of Project 2025. They want to make it illegal. Make it illegal. Hardcore equals very detailed. Softcore, not very detailed. It says smut, erotica, yeah. But let's look at the etymology of pornography. In 1842, ancient obscene paintings, especially in the temples of Bacchus, from French pornography, from Greek pornographos, one depicting what? Prostitutes. From graphing to write. Porne means prostitutes. If you watching porn, you are with prostitutes. Yeah. It says, one depicting prostitutes from graphene, which means to write. See graphy, porne, prostitute, originally bought, purchased with an original notion probably of a female slave sold for what? Prostitution. To traffic in or to sell. That's what Satan had folks doing. You know, the merchandise of thy traffic and thy trade. The brothel in the ancient Greek was in porne, but we ain't gonna read all it. But in the green it says description of what? Prostitutes. The etymology from the Merriam-Webster: Greek pornographos, adjective writings about prostitutes. From porne, prostitute. A lot of these romance models, guess what? These women cheating on their husband. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Grapheme, to write, akin to Greek pernani, to sell, poros. Let's go to the right. Origin. The origin is Greek porne, Greek grapheme, prostitute writings. Writings about what? Prostitutes. The mid-19th century, from Greek pornographos, writing about prostitutes. From porne, prostitute. You see what it is, y'all. But why is it not illegal? It says pornography is legal in the United States because it is protected by the First Amendment. However, there are some restrictions. Pornography cannot involve non-consenting people, including children or people with significant disabilities. It must be possible to easily trace the creator. It cannot depict a sexual offense. But it says the First Amendment, what the First Amendment? Your freedom of speech. That's what they say. That stuff is that's freedom of speech. Because, the First Amendment covers what? Freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. Do you know that this country, it is illegal for this country to promote and to have one religion above all religion? They say all religion, and man can do whatever he want to do. This country is not no Christian nation. When I say Christian, I mean in the sense of a follower of Messiah. But it is a Christian nation, and it is part of pagan Christianity. I carry me a little pocket constitution right there. I keep mine. Tell them I do not consent to searches. No. Hit me upside the head with a billy club. Get out the car. What? There are some good police officers out there. All of them not bad. Because if they were all bad, you stop calling them then. But scriptures used to talk about pornography, and I get it, even though you can see where they kind of trying to connect it. But we're going to go back to David and Bathsheba. And it came to pass in an evening tide, that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof, what he do? He saw. See, because man, we really rule by what we see. Woman walk by, woo. That's what some men be like. I've been around some people. One dude, I was with him, we were walking, when I was in college, we were just walking around campus. He saw a shapely girl, and he just started doing, he was like, man. I was like, bro, what you, just don't do that. Ooh. But what did David do? He saw a woman, what? Washing herself. So he see a naked woman bathing. And the woman was very good looking. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam? But what he do? He saw. That's pornography will make you watching naked women and all that kind of stuff. It will make you do things that you never thought you would do. Yeah, let's go to the Septuagint. We're gonna go to Susanna, which is in the Septuagint is actually Daniel chapter 13, but it's Susanna. But it said there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim. And he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Seleucus, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Most High, meaning she kept the commandments. Her parents were also righteous, so they said one that feared the Most High. That means she's righteous. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. So you now from that only, you see that when you fear the Most High, that makes you righteous. When you're righteous, that means you're keeping the laws of Moses. Don't let nobody ever try to make you think that's not the definition of fearing the Most High and being righteous, which is what? Doing according to the law of Moses. But now Joachim was a great rich man, and had a fair garden joining unto his house, and to him resorted the Jews, because he was one more honorable than all others. The same year were appointed 2 of the ancients of the people to be judges. So we got 2 judges, such as the Most High spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people. These kept much at Joachim's house, and they was always at Joachim's house. Why? We gonna see. And all that had any suits in the law came unto them. Why? Because that's what judges did. Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk at her own place. And the 2 elders, what they do? They saw. Because what do people like to what? They like to watch what? Pornography. What they saw her going in every day walking, so that their lust was inflamed towards her. Every day they addicted to watching her. And they perverted their own minds and turned away their eyes, turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven nor remember the just judgments. They turned their eyes away from the Most High stuff, and their minds were what? Perverted. You know, when we say you watch people, they're old pervert. He just like to watch naked women. He old pervert. We're going to show you some perversion today. We just on the surface right now. Yeah, hit that like button. I see it's up to 14. Hit it. Let's see if it went higher. 14. Thank you. I'm trying to tell you, man. And they might not look unto heaven. That they might not look into heaven. And albeit they were both wounded with it, they were smitten with their love, yet durst not one show another his day. See, that shame is. Remember it say you feel some little shame? For they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her, yet they watch diligently from what? Day to day to see her. They addicted to what? Watching her, watching this woman. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they parted from the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. Now they acknowledge it, man. You see Susanna, man. Ooh, man, she thick, bruh. Ooh. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. And it fell out, as they watched a fit time, she went in as before with 2 maids. She went in like she always do, with 2 maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. Here we go, somebody bathing naked again. And there was nobody there to say there was nobody there save the 2 elders. So it's just them and Susanna, and they hid themselves, and they watched her in secrecy, voyeurism, watching her. Didn't the thing say that they isolate themselves to just watch that stuff for long periods of time? Same thing. But we ain't gonna read the whole story. It said, then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, soap, and shut the garden doors that I may wash. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they was hid, perverts. Now when the maids were gone forth, the 2 elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us. But the rest of the story was she refused to. And then they accused her of trying to get them. But Daniel, he was very wise, and he caught them up in their stuff. He said, which tree was y'all at? Which one? What kind was he? He said this kind, he said that kind. He separated them out. Let me talk to both of them without them being with each other. But what does the Bible say about pornography? AI said the Bible doesn't use the exact word. Levon Pope, thank you for coming on in, good brother. I saw that screen flicker. Thank you for coming on in, my good brother. You and Lady Evelyn, appreciate you. But it says the Bible doesn't use the exact word for pornography, but it does describe examples of sexual explicit items and practices. The Bible refers to these as Asherim, or Asherah, or the groves. That's the pornography that they had back then. These were places where sexually charged statues were lined up for pagan worship orgies. These two instances about David and Bathsheba and then Susanna, those are good examples. But we want to get what the Bible really talking about what porn is. It says, the Bible also describes how King Solomon was seduced by the devil's influence on what? Human sexuality. Solomon married many women who worshiped at these altars of what? Perversions. Because guess what? All modern religions, they come from these two. That's Baal and that's Asherah. Because we done told you time after time they known by these names. You look up here. You see Aries, Bacchus. We saw that name already, Bacchus. They did this stuff in the temples of who? Bacchus. Look over here to the right. We ain't worrying about Nimrod today. We're looking at this one. Queen of Heaven, Ashtaroth, Mother of Harlots, Ishtar, Easter, Asherah, Astarte. But all of these people up here, most of them are in your Bible. We're not gonna get into that today. We ain't trying to go all the way back to no Tower of Babel today. We just not. But we gonna show you some stuff today. But you can see. Do that on your own. You can see all these names. But this is from thattheworldmayknow.com. This great article. It said Asherah. Because what did the AI Google say? The Bible does not use the exact word for pornography, but it does describe examples of sexual explicit items and practices. The Bible refers these to what? Asherim, Asherah, or what? The groves. So back to thattheworldmayknow.com. It said Asherah was honored as the fertility goddess in various forms and with various names, Judges 3:7. The Bible does not actually describe the goddess, but archaeologists have discovered what? Figurines. We're going to show you what them figurines look like in a little bit. But you would think that stuff right there made them look like Gumby. What are you talking? Like a cartoon character. But the Bible does not actually describe the goddess, but archaeologists have discovered figurines believed to be the representations of her. She is portrayed as a nude female, sometimes pregnant, with exaggerated breasts that she holds out apparently as symbols of fertility she promises her followers. The Bible indicates that she was worshipped near trees and poles called Asherah poles. Cultic practices. Baal's worshippers, Bacchus and them, really Nimrod. It all go back to him. Baal worshippers appeased him by offering sacrifices, usually animals such as sheep or bulls. Some scholars believe the Canaanites also sacrificed pigs, that the Most High prohibited his people from eating pork in part to prevent this horrible cult from being established among them. See Isaiah 65, 1-5. It sure enough is in there. And in the very next chapter, Isaiah 66, when Yeshua come back, talking about he getting rid of them people. The pig eaters. It says, at times of crisis, Baal's followers sacrificed their children, apparently the firstborn of the community, to gain personal prosperity. The Bible calls this practice detestable when people abort their children. A lot of the times, I'm not ready. I don't have enough money. So they, get rid of that child. Not kid, child. You seen Zoma Bone Teeth today. Brother Anon, you in the camp. Thank you for coming on in, good brother. Okay, start from the beginning. It says, some scholars believe that they sacrificed, but they did. It ain't no, but what did they do? The Most High called it detestable to do what they were doing. The Most High specifically appointed the tribe of Levi as his special service in place of the firstborn of Israel, the Israelites. So they had no excuse for offering their children. The Bible's repeated condemnation of child sacrifice showed Yah's hatred of it. Asherah was worshipped in various ways, including through ritual sex. Although she was believed to be Baal's mother, she was also his mistress. Woo! Pagans practiced sympathetic magic. That is, they believe they can influence the gods' action by performing the behavior they wish the gods to demonstrate, believing the sexual union of Baal and Asherah produce fertility. Their worshippers engage in immoral sex to cause the gods to join together, ensuring good harvest. No, the Most High said, prove ye me, and see, won't I open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. This practice became the basis for religious prostitution. The priest or a male member of the community represented Baal. The priestess or a female member of the community represented who? Asherah. In this way, the Most High gift of sexuality was what? Perverted to the most obscene public prostitution. No wonder Yah's anger burned against the people and their leaders. That's right. But let's look up, because it says they use pigs. We got Easter ham. We got Christmas ham. I'm gonna show you the devil is so shrewd. He done broke it all apart. He done separated. He said we gonna, all right, they can do the sex somewhere else. They can do the holiday of still stand. And he was like, I don't care if they use my name or the Messiah, and I don't care, or the Most High, I don't care what name they use. He know if you partake in any little piece of it, he got you. But let's look up. I asked, was Easter originally the celebration of Ishtar? He said, yes, Easter was originally a celebration of Ishtar, the Mesopotamian goddess of fertility. Eggs and bunnies were their symbols. Let's go back. Hold on. Eggs and bunnies. But I'm going to go back to these names real quick. Look, we said, let's see if Ishtar and Easter is up here on this list right here. Ishtar, Easter, they both on there. But let's go back to the bunnies. Bunnies, Playboy bunnies. I'm trying to tell y'all, I ain't making this stuff up. I am not making this stuff up. But it says eggs and bunnies, which are still fertility sex symbols today, were associated with Ishtar. In ancient times, people would decorate eggs to honor Ishtar and give them as gifts during the spring equinox, which we know as Easter. But let's say it said Christianization. Hey, y'all saying this. Brother Magnus ain't here today to tell me. It's weird in here with nobody in here. I done got used to people. I'm trying to tell you, I ain't making this stuff up. It says, after Constantine Christianized the Roman Empire, which was wicked and evil, Easter was changed to represent Jesus, Yahushua. However, some say that the claim that Constantine Christianized the empire and made Easter represent Jesus. He said some people say that no, the Roman Catholic Church, they'll tell you, yeah, that's what we did. See, we got these people trying to make excuses because they like doing what they doing. But the word Easter comes from the ancient Germanic word Estra, which was the name of the month in which Christ's resurrection was celebrated. Pagan influences. The name of the holiday is one of its pagan influence. The holiday was first a pagan holiday of renewal and rebirth, honoring the pagan goddess of fertility and spring known as Ostara, Easter, or Astra. Easter, y'all. But it tells you that Easter, Ashtoreth, Ostara, Asherah, that was the biblical pornography. Well, let's go back. Let's ask. Hey, yeah. Does the Bible use the exact word for pornography? He said, no, it don't. But it describes examples of sexually explicit items and practices. The Bible refers these to Asherim, Asherah, or the groves. I didn't make this up. But let's go to, when we see it in the Bible, you will see Ashtoreth. That means Astarte, which means what? Star. The principal deity of the Phoenicians' worship in war and fertility. Also Ishtar. This in your Bible. Of Assyria and Astarte by the Greeks and the what? Romans. Down at the bottom, it says the Phoenician goddess of love and increase. Woo. Woo. To the right, Oh, man, I'm getting ahead of myself. To the right, it says, when you see the word groves in the Bible, the Hebrew word is Asherah. See, whoever translated the Bible, they just put groves because they trying to hide something from you, man. Everybody, the King James only. The King James only. Brother Ronnie, you King James only. No, I'm just King James most of the time. Really, only reason I use the King James because I know that's what most people like to. Most people won't listen to you unless it come out of that. I prefer the New King James version. That's my preference. But I carry a King James around as well. Got them both. I didn't bring it today, but I got them both marked up and where I can find stuff in it easy too. But Asherah, it says Babylon, it says equals groves for idol worship, or I'm going to just call it pornography, porn. Call it what it is. See, ain't nobody going to teach you this. Nobody. I ain't heard this from nobody, nowhere. Brother Ronnie telling you that when you are in Easter, Christmas, Sunday, you are in porn. Nobody gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that. But it says, Babylonian, Astarte, Canaanite goddess of fortune and happiness, the supposed consort of Baal, her images, the goddesses, her images, sacred trees or poles set up near an altar. You see it. But let's go to a lot of places. This ain't all of the places. It's just some of them. Where you see groves. We ain't gonna read the whole thing. It said, but ye shall destroy. Most High said, when you take these people's land, you shall destroy their altars, break their images. Pornography ain't nothing but what? Images. And cut down their groves. That word is Asherah. Deuteronomy 7:5. Again, the Most High said, break their images down, cut down their groves. Asherah. I forgot to put Asherah for that one. Deuteronomy 12, again, what he telling them to do? Hewn down their images of their God, burn their groves, their Asherahs. Burn them down. Judges 3:7, the Baalim and the what? The children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High. They supposed to be telling everybody else, don't do this, but guess what they did? They served the Baalim and the Asherahs too. But the King James just say groves, but the Hebrew word is Asherah. One guy this week watched our video class. Hey, brother, don't you be calling the queen of heaven. You're supposed to say the so-called queen of heaven. I mean, the so-called, he said Artemis, the so-called goddess Artemis. Let's not call their names. I said, did Jeremiah say the so-called queen of heaven? Huh? Did Elijah say the so-called God Baal? No, he didn't call their name. Then he came back. Okay, you're just mad. You so-called Christians. You wasn't slow to wrath. I said, I'm not mad. I'm just answering your question. But he was like, never mind that Baal and what's her name is a proper noun. I was like, what are you talking about, brother? I says, is Artemis a proper noun? He said because Baal and Asherah are proper nouns, it was okay to say their name. So I said, is Artemis, is that a proper noun? Go to the brother page, he ain't got a video up. What, man, check my resume, bro. Check it. I got almost 300 videos up here, 300 teachings, and not only that, I did 2 or 3 years of teaching that I ain't even put on here yet. I hate when people try to talk and say stuff they ain't making no kind of sense. And then you look at their stuff, they want to come teach in your comment section. Dude, do it on your own channel. Check my resume. It's all right. It ain't the best, but it's all right. I'm trying to tell you. But what? Groves, Asherah. Look at all this. 2 Kings 17:10. And they said, with the Israelites, they were setting up images in groves. In what? In every high hill and what? Under every green tree. You know, like the Christmas tree. You see it, guys. We ain't got to go through all this. I'm just showing you the groves. The Asherahs. Every time you see groves, that's Asherah. That every time. But these are the some of the images that they had, that they was having these wild raunchy things. I'm like, that don't look sexy. What the heck is that? You know, when the Most High was talking to Ezekiel, saying, son of man, look what they doing. They got these little images in their house. They in their house, think the Most High don't see what they doing with these images. I look like this. I'm like, get this mess out of here. But see, now today it's more sophisticated. They just have these people performing all this stuff, recording it and selling it. Modern day temples ain't nothing but strip clubs, gentlemen clubs, and even churches. You see all this sex scandals coming out of these churches? But I'm telling you, this stuff go all the way back to the fallen angels, or the who? Watchers. They were what? Watching women. Let's go to Enoch chapter 6, 1 through 2. It's saying it came to pass after the children of men had increased in those days. Beautiful and comely daughters were born to them. And the angels, the sons of the heavens, saw, looking, and what? Lusting after them. It's the same thing in Genesis chapter 6. You see it, but it says what? The sons of Yah saw all of this stuff. And that's what it happened. That's why the Most High had to destroy the earth and kill their offspring, and their offspring became demons and evil spirits. And now these demons and evil spirits, they want to return to bodies. That's what they want to do. Ooh, see, we got 21 likes. Appreciate y'all. We've been falling short. My goal is 30 likes a week. We've been like at 27, 25. You know, I said, man, we got to get pushed at the 30. Not only that, guys, we are 58 away from 1,000 subscribers. Man, it's just been going these last couple of weeks. Appreciate y'all. Help us get there. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. But you know, and the demons and evil spirits, now they around here oppressing. They want you to worship them. They got you making idols, images. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 6, 9 to 10. Paul said, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yah? Be not deceived, neither what? Fornicators. Either one. Nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor the effeminate. But the word fornicators is pornos. A fornicator, impure person. It says a prostitute. See what the Roman Catholic Church has done? They have changed the definition of fornication so you won't know. Most of the time in the Bible, in the New Testament, where it's talking about fornicators, it was always talking about temple prostitution all the time. But we just think an unmarried man and an unmarried woman having sex, they're fornicators. It can be if they don't get married. Go watch that What is Marriage class. Go watch it. But know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. That means homosexuals. No, it don't. Yes, it do. But that word fornicators is pornos. A fornicator, impure person, a prostitute. That is a debauchee, a libertine, a fornicator, or whoremonger. A man who prostitute his bodies to another's lust for hire. A male prostitute. A man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse. A fornicator. So let's go to the word effeminate. Effeminate is the word malchos. It says a soft to the touch man, delicate, an instrument of unnatural lust, effeminate. Look down at the bottom. It says soft to the touch. We got a lot of softies around here, suckers. Metaphorically in a bad sense. And men need to stand up, man. Was watching Steve Harvey show yesterday. And my wife was out saying, one day yesterday, young T, the realist. Thank you for coming on in. We was watching the Steve Harvey show, and Levita decided she wanted to pose in the nude. And Cedric said, I forbid you to pose in the nude on the Steve Harvey show. And Levita said, don't nobody forbid me to nothing. And Steve went over there, dog, you can't say forbid. And Cedric was like, no, ain't no woman of mine gonna pose. And that's what it should be. But in the end, he ended up being a simp. You know, I don't forbid, you can do whatever you want to do, baby. And he bought her some baby oil and a toe ring for her to go in and do her nude shoot. Simp. That's a soft man. The woman tell me she finna go and pose nude. I said, if you go pose nude, we through. That's all she wrote. When you get back, the lock's gonna be changed. And divorce papers will be served up. I will give you a writing of divorcement. It says, nor thieves, nor drunkards, so let's go in. But what it say? An effeminate, a catamite, of a boy kept for homosexual relations with a man. That's what the word effeminate means. A male prostitute. The word nor abusers of themselves with mankind or homosexuals, that word is arsenokotes, a male engaging in same gender sexual activity. I wish I would have put that video Sister Erica had gave me, because that dude, he was a pastor, and he was, an abuser of themselves with mankind. That's what he was. It says a sodomite. That's what it says. Down at the bottom, one who lies with a male as with a female, a sodomite. But see, that's what all of this stuff go back to that stuff. Let's go to Romans. It said, for the wrath of Yah is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of Yah is manifested in them, for Yah have showed it unto them. But what did they do? It says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as Yah. Nimrod made them do that. You can go back and read it. He said, everything you got, don't attribute that to the Most High. Attribute it to me. That's what Nimrod said. Neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Elohim into an image. What? Baal, Nimrod, made like the corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore Yah, what he do? He gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their bodies between themselves. So they got the idea, we ain't got to do it the way he say do it. A man can be with a man, their own wisdom, just like they doing today. They be mad. They got mad at Dave Chappelle. He said everybody come through the woman when they come in this world. Women have a period. What'd you say that for? They get mad. What? No. A trans woman is a woman too. Hey, look, that may be according to this world knowledge, but I go by the Most High's knowledge. No aspersions on them. If you in that, get out of it. The Most High forgive you. You might be too reprobate though. Wherefore Yah gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Yah into a lie, and worship and serve the creature, a man, moon, stars, suns, animals rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause he gave them up to vile affection, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the man, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning a lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly. I didn't make this up. This the Most High's word. But skip down to the bottom. But people like to get on to that certain community. But you forgot to read about verse 29 when it says people that's covetous, malicious, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, all them too. So don't forget you. If you one of them, you in trouble too. Who knowing the judgment of Yah, that which commits, who knowing the judgment of Yah, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do. So if you voting for people that's into this stuff, you just like them. Let me read it. I love the way it said in the New King James Version. Hold on, let me go to Romans chapter 1. We got it. I'm getting somewhere. Y'all learning something today, man. I hope you are. It says, who knowing the righteous judgment of Yah, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. If you approve of somebody that practices the stuff, or if you just in agreement with it, you're going to get the same judgment. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. You don't agree with sin. You know, you might, like, I'm going to be doing a wedding next month. And, I talk to the witnesses that are there. Yeah, we all here witnessing. The heaven and earth witnessed the marriage between who? Israel and the Most High. They witnessed it. Heaven and earth, the angels, but guess what? The witnesses, you supposed to do your best to make sure that couple makes it. That's why the angels are do what? They here to help us. They here to serve. They servants to us that are heir unto salvation. If you go to somebody's wedding and you witness it, it's your job too to make sure that this couple is successful. People don't. You just there. You just there to eat the hors d'oeuvres and everything. To do the little line down, step in the name of love, step in the name of love, side to side, and back and the back. Stop. Trying to tell you. So that's why if you have somebody that is in the same, marriage, and they want you to come to the civil ceremony, you shouldn't go. Because you're a witness and you're saying, you being there saying, I agree with that. No. Let's keep it pushing. Satan is a master deceiver. Y'all know it. He has deceived the whole world. But we don't know the real definition of fornication. Satan has separated the sex from the unholy days. He has separated it out. He still got you because you still in pornography. He still got you because you keeping Christmas, which is mixed up with Saturnalia. You keeping Easter, which you supposed to be keeping Passover, but you keeping Easter. Y'all better get out of here. Yeah. We don't know it. Well, what is fornication? Because the modern day definition is just sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. That's what we taught. We did this in the What is Marriage class. It says sexual intercourse between two persons not married to each other. That is not. Yep, that's right, Sister Erica Yashel. So profound. That is right. Yeah. But that's the definition we given. Wikipedia. Between two unmarried people. That's what they tell you. But I'm telling you, that definition does not match the biblical definition. That's called an anachronism, which is an error in chronology, a chronological misplacing of persons, events, place, or customs in regard to another. A personal thing that is chronologically out of place. That's the today definition for fornication. It's not the biblical definition for fornication. Ooh, folks get mad at you. Let's go to the Holman Bible Dictionary. It says in the Old Testament, fornication, various acts of sexual immorality, especially being a harlot or a what? Whore. Old Testament, normally women are the subject of Hebrew word verbs anah, but in Numbers 25:1, people began to play the harlot, everybody. The clearest example is that of Tamar sitting on the roadway to entice Judah. She was pretending that she was a prostitution. In the New Testament, it also condemns what? Prostitution. All these places. When Paul said, know ye not that your body is a temple of the Most High. When in Romans 14, when we try to say, you got to keep the Sabbath, you can eat whatever you want. Paul, them, what he talking about? They ain't doing it but talking about temple prostitution. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 1 Corinthians chapter 8, 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Are y'all crazy? Let's call it pornication because that's what it is. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look down, but the word fornication can be a catch-all. It's a catch-all word for any sexual sin. Like if a woman is on her menstrual cycle and you sleep with her, that is fornication. That's fornication. It became like, so a lot of times you will see in the more modern translation, it'll say sexual immorality, but they're still talking about temple prostitution. This was rampant in the ancient world. Look down at the bottom. As a whole, the New Testament uses porneia, most often translated fornications, in at least 4 ways. Voluntary intercourse of an unmarried person with someone of the opposite sex. That's 1 Corinthians 7:2, 1 Thessalonians 4:3. As a synonym for adultery, that's Matthew 5:32, 19:9. Harlotry and prostitution, Revelation 2:14-20. But let's keep it pushing. 1 Corinthians 7:1-2. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good that a man not touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, that word is what? Porneia. Let's look up what the moon say. It's fornication, is whoredom, concubinage, adultery, lewdness, uncleanness. From the Hebrew put symbolically for idolatry. But back here, they said, oh, that's for unmarried people having sexual intercourse. No, that ain't what that is. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, so you ain't got to go to all these wild brothels and temples of other gods, just get you a wife, man. And you just have relations with that woman and y'all produce godly seed. That's what it is. Let's go to the Unger's Bible Dictionary. Fornication, use of illicit intercourse in general. Acts 15:20. And when you go read Acts chapter 15, what is it talking about? Let's go to it. It says stay away from what? Eating blood. They used to do them in them temples. Sexual immorality. They was doing that in them temples. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go to it. The devil, he's slick, man. Slick Willie. If your name Willie, I'm sorry. They're just something they say, Slick Willie. But let's go. It says, let's go. What did they want them to stay away from in Acts chapter 15? That they said 15:20. It says, but we write unto them to abstain from things polluted by idols. Where were they doing this at? Where were they doing this at? In these temples. With everybody, men with men, women with women. It says, abstain from things polluted by idols, from what? Sexual immorality. That's what they were doing in them temples. From things strangled and from blood. They was in there eating and drinking and blood and all that stuff. Sacrifices. But we want to make it today. That just man. Man, stop that. Every time, man, y'all better stop. That's why Yeshua said when a man divorces a woman, except for porneia, he calls her to commit fornication. Why? She gonna go be with somebody else. Probably turn to harlotry and prostitution. That what Judah was finna. That what Tamar was finna do. She said, I need a man. He told me he was gonna give me one of his sons. So she had to do what? She turned to She turned to what? She pretended she was a prostitute to get him. I'm trying to tell you, man. But if a woman, so really, Yeshua was saying fornication, if a man, he can get rid of her if she what? If she was in whoring. Some kind of sexual sin. Whoring. That's why the Most High Ezra made people put them strange wives away. Put them away. They worship other gods. You're not to be joining your body with a harlot. Put them away. Now, Paul, in the New Testament, what he says is, he said, I say, not the Most High say, I say. Paul said, give them a little time. Maybe they'll flip. Maybe they'll come to the Most High. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this ancient world, it was messed up. That's why Paul said, don't let no man judge you in a new moon, a Sabbath, a festival, meat and drink, because you're not doing their stuff no more. You're not drinking blood like the Colossians were doing. Now you keeping the holy days, the real holy days. But Christians, what they do, because they don't know the context, they just be flipping stuff. But watch this. It says sexual immorality. It said, thus distinguish between adultery and fornication among the nation where polygamy exists. If a married man has criminal intercourse with a woman, or with one promised in marriage, or with a widow expecting to be married with a brother-in-law, it is counted as adultery. It said if he is guilty of such intercourse with a woman who is unmarried, is considered fornication. It says at the present time is the term of this. See, it didn't flip, y'all. The definition is different. Fornication, you can go to the marriage class, but the word fornication in the New Testament is either what? Pornos, porneia, porne, or pornuo. The actual word fornication or fornications is mentioned only 5 times in the Old Testament. 5 times. The word fornication or fornications, but let's see what they meant. Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah, in the mountains of Judah, and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to do what? Commit fornication. High places? What do you mean? Well, they sacrifice idols. Isaiah 23:17. And it came to pass after the end of the 70 years that the Most High will visit Tyre, and she shall turn to her hire, and shall commit fornication with all the kings upon the whole face of the earth. Ezekiel 16. It says, thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, great of flesh, and has increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. Ezekiel 16:15 is out of order. But thou didst trust in thy own beauty, and played the harlot because of my renown, and pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passed by. His it was. What were they doing? They was at these groves. Fornication in the Old Testament, most of the time, meant you're worshiping idols. And when they was worshiping idols, they was having sex with any and whoever. You can read in Joshua chapter 18 where what Sodom and Gomorrah was doing. I think it was 4 times a year, or three or 4 times a year. They would go to these gardens and all that kind of stuff, and everybody would swap wives, swap daughters, swap mates and everything 4 times a year at their festivals. Go read Joshua chapter 18 when you get a chance. But in the Bible, Revelation 18, Revelation chapter 18, these are all the unlawful sexual things. It's after the lands of Egypt and after the land of Canaan. Don't do what they do. But you see all of the stuff. It's like, don't uncover your father's nakedness, mother's nakedness, all that. We ain't going to even read all that. All of the, you see all of the different things that you're not supposed to do. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or thy daughter's daughter. Even thy nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Thy nakedness of thy father's wife daughter. You see all of this. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex. You see all that you're not supposed to do. But but all of this whole chapter is about sexual immorality. But look here. Temple prostitution, going worshiping at Molech, burning, letting your children pass through the fire. That is also what? Unlawful sexual relations. We just done forgot that that's what they was doing. We ain't told that's what they were doing. It said, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Most High. I am him. He said, I'm him. I'm Yahuwah. I'm Yahweh. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind is an abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself with it. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down before it. It is confusion. It says, what it is? Down at the bottom, for all these are abominations. All of them. But not one time in here did it say, Leviticus chapter 18, did it say, if an unmarried man lay with an unmarried woman, it's wrong. It didn't say that. Is it wrong? You're doing it out of order. Because in the Bible, it prescribed what you should do if you did do that. You go to the man, go to that girl's father and say, hey, look, I have laid with her. I'm going to marry her. That's how you did it. Now, none of these do it say. I'm just trying to tell you, Brother Ronnie, no. I'm just telling you, your definition of fornication and the Bible's definition of fornication are two different things. And if you didn't marry that girl, you made her, the Bible looked at her, and now she a harlot. No man ain't going to want to marry her. She turned to harlotry. Look at chapter 20. Same thing. Child sacrifice. It's called what? Whoredoms. Look at this. This is all the stuff they were doing. We're not going to read all of this, but let's go to Leviticus 19 because it said, ye shall not make any cut. You said, brother, you put that. You see, I'm just showing you that's in the same chapter. But it says, verse 29, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Anywhere we seeing prostitute, whoredoms, fornication, you can just put in, do not allow your daughter to be into pornography, porn, prostitute. It's all the same. But what they used to do is they had their special wicked holy days and they did all of this stuff there, but they used the name of the Most High to do it. Israel did, I should say. The other people, they were using the name of their gods. If the Israelites were doing it, well, we ain't going to use them names. We just going to use the Most High name. Instead, they profane, they defile his name. Same thing we doing today. Christmas used to be illegal in this country. The Puritans got here, and guess what? They was like, we left all that stuff behind in England. We ain't doing that mess no more. That's there. So as more and more people were coming over to the new world, they brought their customs with them. And it overtook everybody. The Romans, in their kingdom, what they decided to do was, okay, we ain't having no success converting these doggone pagan satanic folks. What? Let them keep their days. We'll just Christianize them. That's what's happened. But anyway, it says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. He said, keep my Sabbaths, not the wicked Sabbaths, and reverence my sanctuary, not their sanctuaries. But when you look up the word prostitute in the ancient Hebrew, it says a window, a hole in the wall. What were they doing at these holes in the wall or these windows? We're going to show you they were doing this at the Most High temple too. Why? Hold on. But let's look at the word prostitute. Chalal, to profane, defile, desecrate. Sexually. It said to desecrate what? Sexually. Pollute one ritually, sexually. To be polluted, defile, to violate. He said, don't let your daughters be violated by doing this stuff. The word whore is now. Don't let your daughter commit fornication. Well, how? To be a harlot. To be a harlot, act as a harlot, commit fornication, to commit adultery, to be a cult prostitute, to be unfaithful to Yah, to play the harlot. Don't force her into prostitution. You would think you wouldn't have to say this to people, but in this context, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Then he said, you shall keep my Sabbaths. What is this? They were keeping other nations' Sabbaths, folks. They was letting their daughters participate in this stuff, folks. And that was very lucrative. It made a lot of money. I'm trying to tell y'all. But here go the word whoredom, zana. It said to commit adultery, usually of the female, and lust often of simple fornication, rarely involuntary ravishment. Figuratively, to commit idolatry. The Jewish people being regarded as the spouse of Jehovah, it's what they do. They committed fornication. When they went to these other gods and participated in their stuff, they was committing adultery, committing fornication. Deuteronomy 23:17-18, it said, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire or the money or the price of a dog into the house. So you got strippers, and a stripper come to your church, Reverend Poke Chop, you ain't supposed to take her money. Or a gigolo, you ain't supposed to take his money. But let's look up whore, sodomite, whore. We're going to look up whore, sodomite, whore, dog. Because guess what? We got the word whore 2 times, but they 2 separate words. But we're going to look up whore first. Whore, it just means Kadisha, a female temple prostitute. They was doing this stuff. It was rampant in the New Testament. That's why Paul kept getting on them. Get out of this stuff. But the word sodomite is Kadesh. Kadesh. It means a male temple prostitute. Kadesha is a female temple prostitute. Kadesha, that word sodomite, is a male temple prostitute. It says at the bottom, a male devotee by prostitution to licentious idolatry, sodomite, unclean. You're watching pornography, they doing all of this stuff in there. It says, now let's look up the word whore. Back to Zana, but it's still a harlot, a cult prostitute, unfaithful to the Most High. A dog, that word is Caleb. It says dog, a dog, contempt or abasement of pagan sacrifice of male cult prostitute. You know how we say, oh, men, they dogs. There were women say, oh, men are dogs. You know, the ones that sleep around all the time. They whoremongers. Yeah, they dogs. The Bible called them dogs. But let's go to Exodus. Let's show you, because what we say, that word was, when you was looking right here for prostitute, it says a hole in the wall, a window. Okay. Let's go to Exodus 38:8. It says, this is when they were making the temple, the tabernacle and everything. And he made a lever of brass and the foot of it of brass of the looking glasses of the women assembling, which assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they had a little glass you can look through to see out. But let's see what Eli's worthless sons. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. It says they knew not the Most High. Skip to verse 22. Now Eli was very old. And heard all that his sons did unto Israel. And he said unto them, why do you do such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all these people, how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. They're looking at that hole in the wall, looking at these women as the women was coming to the tabernacle meeting. They looking and they saying, oh, we gonna get these women. Just like today in all these churches, the preacher knocking down all the women. When I say knocking down, you know what I mean. That's what they doing. But they were what? Looking at these women. Let's go to Asa. Let's go to King Asa. In the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And he and his mother was Micah, I said, the daughter of Absalom. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Most High, as did David his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, them temple prostitutes. But if you read that in the New King James Version, we're going to see what 1 Kings 15 say. 1 Kings, what's that, 15 and 12? It's going to say perverted people. 15 and 12. And he banished the perverted people from the land. Sodomites equals perverts. Perverts. It says that is a male devotee by prostitution. They male prostitute, whoremongers. Look at Jehoshaphat. You know, because what he do? He got rid of that stuff too. And look at the bottom. And the remnant of the Sodomites which remained, he took out the land. He got them up out of there. We don't do that in Judah. Get out of here. Beat it. Let's go to 2 Kings. Watch this. And the king commanded Hilkiah the high priest and the priests of the second order and the keepers of the door to bring forth out of the temple of the Most High all the vessels that were made for Baal and for the Asherah and for all the hosts of heaven. And he burned them. He got rid of it. Jehoshaphat, I believe this is. Get this stuff out of here. We don't need it. We don't want it. And he put down the idolatrous priest whom to self, right? Yeah, you shouldn't be messing with yourself. Not saying you do that, but people do that kind of stuff, man. No, the Most High don't want us doing that stuff. We supposed to be chaste. You know that you got psychologists talking about some it's healthy for a young male to be doing the M word. No, stop it. How he supposed to let it out? It'll come out by itself, and he'll be clean until he wash himself up, and he'll be clean unclean till even. Go wash himself in water. And the king commanded Hilkiah the high priest and the priests of the second order and the keepers of the door to bring forth out of the temple of the Most High all the vessels that were made for Baal and for the grove. He got rid of all these idolatrous priests, all of them. He got them out of there. He break down the houses of the fornicators, the Sodomites. What else he said he burned down the houses of the Sodomites that was by the house of the Most High. They had this stuff by the Most High house doing this stuff. And the women wove hangings for the grove. Let's look at that in the Bible in basic English, because that don't tell you nothing in the King James. It said a woman wove hangings for the grove. What? And he had the houses pulled down of those who were used for sex purposes in the house of the Most High, where women were making robes for Asherah. Robes. Little negligee 90s. The righteous king was like, get this stuff out of here. When Yeshua come back, ain't gonna be none of this stuff going on. It's up out of here. Ain't gonna be no Halloween, ain't gonna be no Christmas, ain't gonna be no Easter, ain't gonna be none of that. Get it out of here. Exit. It's because the children of Israel, that's what they do, man. They mix the Most High stuff with the. See, I'm gonna tell y'all when you're doing all this stuff, this harlotry that the Bible called harlotry, you trying to make the Most High watch porn. Watch your fornication going on. When you doing Easter, Christmas, all that, you want him to watch that stuff. We're going to show you when Israel participated in all this stuff, what the Most High would do. He will get them out his sight. He didn't want to see it. He said, I don't want to see you. I don't want to smell you. I don't want to hear you. He said, I don't want to see this stuff. But we supposed to be imitators of Yah as dear children, but we in all this stuff. We in regular pornography, watching movies, watching images, got dirty magazines under your mattress, and you participating in the Christmas, the Easter, and all of that. You supposed to be like the Most High. He can't see that stuff. He said, get out my sight. I don't want to see you, smell you, hear you, none of that. Israel. And when they repented, guess what he do? He brought them back. All right, now we do clean things. But this is when Moses went up to the mountain and he delayed to come back. And when they said, so what were they gonna do? This is when they built them bulls, them golden calves. They said tomorrow is a feast to the Most High. They done made their own God and made up a new feast. And what they do? They rose up to play to do what? Eat and drink and rose up to play. That's what they did. And the Most High said to Moses, go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land have corrupted themselves, have polluted themselves. They in harlotry. They in prostitution. So this is how false worship is established. False gods, they have false God, but they use the Most High's name. They have a false feast day to the Most High with a false God. Sunday, Christmas, Easter, etc. are false days to false gods, which is Baal, with the Most High's name substituted in, and it is fornication or porn. It is spiritual porn. Because Paul said, neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. Them who? Israel. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Where you think he got this at? He got it from there, Exodus. But play, what were they doing? Laughing, sporting, playing, having a good old time. Merriment. It's fun. Singing, dancing, joking. All kind of stuff. You know this stuff go on in these videos too. They laughing, playing, giggling, pulling, biting, sucking, doing all kind of stuff. You know it. Stop acting like you don't know. You know. But start to not know. Ain't nobody crying in them. They having fun. They playing. I don't need that. I don't need those. But what? Forbidden forms of worship. Most High said, thou shalt not plant an Asherah, a grove of any trees near the altar of the Most High. But that's what Israel was doing. But there you go again. Asherah. You see it. Let's go to Judges. And it came to pass the same. Gideon, we ain't gonna even read all of it. All you need to know is Gideon, one of the judges, he destroyed all of the groves, got rid of them, burnt them down. But when you see grove, it's Asherah. And we already seen Asherah ain't nothing but who? Easter, Astarte. And I just want to deal with the big three: Christmas, Easter, Sunday. Christmas, Easter, and Sunday worship. That's the thing, the Most High, he got a problem with them, y'all. Look at this. And Joash said unto all that stood against him, will ye plead for Baal? Or will you plead for so-called Baal? Stop. He said Baal. You see, I'm not going to read all this, but you see this, y'all. You see this. They got rid of the Sodomites. They got rid of the Asherahs. That's what they did. They got rid of all the perverted people. Bestiality is not mentioned not one time in the New Testament. Not one time. You know, Exodus 22:19, whosoever lie with a beast shall surely be put to death. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast, Leviticus 18:23, which we already read. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down. It is what? Confusion. But bestiality, I told y'all this before, but bestiality is in the New Testament. This really could have been a Christmas class. The title would have been Christmas is Pornography. Christmas is Porn. That's what it would have been called. It's fornication. Christmas is fornication. Ooh, boy, they gonna hate me. You gonna hate a brother. But again, bestiality is in there. But we know that confusion means what? Babylon equals what? Confusion. Revelation 13, that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast. Revelation 19, and the beast was taken with him and the false prophet. You know the beast? The beast system is alive and well. The religious part of it is alive and well. What they're going to do is, what they're going to end up doing is, we're going to have one world currency. We're going to have one world religion. And the only way to have access to that world currency, you got to be a part of the world religion. You gonna call up that, it ain't gonna be no more regions, no more First Tennessee, no more Chase. It's just gonna be World Bank, one World Bank. Everybody's stuff connected. And hey, I'm having a hard time getting access to my funds. Okay, Mr. Yirmiyahu, we see here that you haven't activated your Beast account yet. Huh? What are you talking about? Yeah, all you got to do is set your stuff up, worship the beast every day, and you'll be good to go. You know, all they're going to do is mark you, and we set you up, we good to go. No. But bestiality is in the New Testament, because Babylon means confusion. In the Greek, it means Babylon. When you see the word Babylon or mystery Babylon, it means that word is Babylon, which means confusion. In the Old Testament, it's Babel. It means confusion, mixing. What are you mixing? You're mixing religions with the Most High religion. That's what you're doing. If you doing that, if you keeping these pagan days that the Rome has Christianized, you in trouble. Let's look at the Greek. Babylon. It says, a very large and famous city, the residence of the Babylonian kings. Who made Babylon? Or Babel. In the Hebrew, it's Babel. Let's go to it. Genesis chapter 10. Should have put it in here. Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Most High. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Most High. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, or confusion. Rome has told you, we done Christianize all these holidays. It's okay. They done sprinkle their little holy water on it. You know, done what they do. Now it's all good now. But it says, and I find it real, why don't people put two and two together? Genesis chapter 10, Nimrod started Babel. The very next chapter, they at the Tower of Babel. And then the very next chapter, Abraham leaving. Why don't y'all put all that together? Abraham got out the confusion. But I'm trying to tell you, confusion in Leviticus 18:23. Let's go back to I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go all the way back. Nah, that ain't the same one. So I'm gonna pull it up. Let's go to, I didn't put it in here, but I'm gonna show it to you. Leviticus 18:23. Let's look at the same confusion that's in Leviticus 18:23, which we already looked at. It said, you shall not lie with a male as with a woman, it is an abomination, nor shall you mate with any animal to defile yourself. But let's look up that same, let me go back. That same one there, don't sleep with beast. It's the same word. It's the same word. Confusion. Stop playing. But anyway, let's go here. Revelation 2:20. It says, notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication. So this fornication matches all of the fornications we've been looking at. And I gave her space to repent of her what? Fornication. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her. Because you're participating in these other religious rites, mixed rites, confusing rites, you are committing adultery against the Most High. I'm going to tell you, if you're married to a woman who refuse to leave that pagan mess alone, that's porneia. Yeshua said if you that's either physical porneia or spiritual porneia. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. Why would you continue to sit down, lay down with this woman, keep creating more women and the children, creating more children and the children all confused and messed up and don't know which way to go? He said, behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her. Again, let's go back to our list. Let's see if is the one of these names for Asherah is Jezebel. Yes, it's what? Isabel and Jezebel mean the same thing. You just got a hook on the I as languages change. I'm trying to tell y'all. All you got to do is go look up Jezebel in the Hebrew, and it'll say Isabel. Stop acting silly. Stop acting stupid, Cupid. Man, I don't know what's wrong with these people. We almost done. He said, I will kill her. I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know. This stuff shouldn't even be mixing with all the assemblies. That's fornication. That's fornication. That's adultery. You want to get on people for watching physical porn videos and CDs as you should, but they can get on you and say, yo, you doing it too, bro. You saying I'm with a prostitute, you with a prostitute. What prostitute you with? The Queen of Heaven. The Bible calls her a harlot, a whore, a prostitute. All of this stuff. See, Satan, I told you he's slick. He just separated all of the stuff out. All of it out. It says, I will kill her. He said, I will kill her children with death. And all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and the heart, and I will give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and to the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known, this stuff is the depths of Satan. Easter is the depth. Ashtoreth, the groves, that ain't nothing but Easter. That's what they were doing. They were having, man, stop. It's the same thing. You just don't know it. You've been tricked. You have been tricked. These are the depths of Satan. Pornography is viewing what? Images. See, back then they had little stone images. They had temples. They had their little days. The devil, he know time is short. We got to come up with, we can trick them. Let's separate it out. Let's expand it all out in expanded form. Christians on Pornhub. Get yourself out of Pornhub. Followers of Messiah. Some Hebrew Israelite. You still in that junk at strip clubs. That's the depths of Satan. You keeping a holiday. That's the depths of Satan. As they speak, I will put upon you none other burden, but that which ye have already. Hold fast to the commandments of Yah. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. If you want to have power over the nations, you got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But them words fornication, look at what they are. Their word is pornuo, like I already showed you. Pornuo. The word fornication or fornications in the Old Testament, like I told you, is mentioned 5 times. All the other times, the same Hebrew word is whore or whoredoms. They the same word for fornication. Zana, Zana, I can't think of the words. All of them words, they the same word. For whore and whoredoms, they the same word as fornication in the Greek. In the Hebrew. But you see the word fornications or fornications 5 times. Any other place you see the word fornications, fornication, the Hebrew word is going to say whore or whoredoms in the Old Testament. Prostitution. That's all it is. You see this stuff. Revelation 17, the great prostitute and the beast. You into prostitution and bestiality if you in pagan worship. If you watch pornography on Pornhub.com, you are in prostitution. Those people make money off those videos. And you right there with them. Sexually gratifying yourself. And not only that, these women in these videos, they may be married. They are someone's daughter, someone's sister. Would you want somebody to do the acts that you see on there to your mother, your daughter, your sister? You breaking commandments on all kind of levels. The Bible tells you to love your neighbor as yourself. Would you want your neighbor to do all of the stuff you doing with somebody else, causing them to be sexually degraded? Huh? So then you stop watching them videos. If you don't want nobody doing your mama, your daughter, your sister, your brother, whoever, to them, don't partake in it. You right there with them. You helping them make money. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, it says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. That means it's all over. With whom the kings of the earth have committed what? Fornication. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her what? Fornication. Verse 5, skip to verse 5. And upon her head was name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Babylon, Confusion the Great, the mother of prostitutes and all the abominations of the earth, all of these world religions they got going on, they gonna make one. Now here I confess Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and you eating Christmas ham and Easter ham. No, you're a prostitute. No, you're in bestiality. I just got to call it like it is. Call a spade, man. Whore. That word whore that you see there. It says a woman who sells her body for sexual uses. A prostitute, a harlot, one who yields herself to defilement for the sake of gain. Any woman indulging in unlawful sexual intercourse, whether for gain or for lust. I just like sex. So that's what I'm gonna do. Babylon, i.e. Rome, the seat of idolatry. Rome didn't already told you, the Roman Catholic, we Christianize all these holidays. We got one where Pat Robertson said, yes, Christmas is pagan. We've just Christianized it. That's what he said. If you're in it, you're a whore. If you're in it, you're a prostitute. If you're in it, it's part of the beast. So you're in spiritual bestiality. You're in spiritual what? You're in spiritual prostitution. You just are. Sorry to be the one to break it to you, but let's keep it pushing. You see all this? We read some of this already. None of these fornicators or daughters, you ain't getting in. You got to flee. Get away from this stuff. See, they just flee sexual morality. In the context, what were they doing? They were in temple prostitution. They was partaking in these things. But see, today, we try to just make it be premarital sex. No, that's not what this was. Should you be having sex before marriage? No. If you do, make it right. Marry that woman. Because if you go to another woman, you just sleep serial sleeping with women that you're not married to, serial sleeping, you're a whoremonger. You're just mongering up all the women. A monger. You just bring them all to me. You're a dog. That's what you are. 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 20. He said, know ye not that your bodies are members of Hamashiach, shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them members of a harlot? What were they doing back then? They was in that stuff. Temple prostitution. You are practicing an anachronism, however you say it. I always mix that word up. You mixing the definitions up. Paul talking about Paul talking about temple prostitution. Well, Brother Ronnie, I'm just doing it into the privacy of my own home. Or your body is the temple. It's temple prostitution. You're doing the same thing they were doing. Flee fornication. Flee pornography. Flee fornication. Get away from this stuff. Every sin that a man doth is without the body, but he that committed fornication sinneth against his own body, the temple of the Most High. What? Know ye not that your body is... You think that this your body. This ain't your body. I almost lost my body the other day. I could have been in a terrible car accident. Most High said, not yet. I got to jump in my car. I'll pray Most High that I get home safe. This your body. This ain't your body, but you tattooing it up. This ain't yours. Well, no, it ain't no I. This ain't yours. But that word harlot equals a whore. That word harlot. Don't join your body to a harlot. Look, same thing. They was doing temple prostitution. That's what they were doing in the New Testament. Let's go to Ezekiel. Aholah and Aholabah. This is Samaria and Judah. But what were they doing? In verse 7, what were they doing? In verse 3, whoredoms. Verse 7, whoredoms. What was their whoredoms? And they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and they were bruised to the teats of their virginity. Skip down. It says, verse 5, and Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians. What was Israel doing? What were they doing? They were practicing the rites, the religious rites that the Assyrians were doing, what the Egyptians was doing. That's what they were doing. And how are they doing? Doing the do in their temples and doing all kind of stuff. Look down at the bottom. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all that were chosen of men of Assyria, and with whom and who created Assyria. You ask a person, who created Assyria? I don't know. Nimrod did. Here these people be acting dumb. I don't know what's wrong with them. Nimrod did, man. And they didn't leave their whoredoms. Whoredoms. You see all these whoredoms. All these whoredoms. There again, whoredoms. But what is it? It said to commit fornication, be a harlot, play the harlot, be a harlot, act as a harlot. Whoredoms. Poison. This is to call this all they are. These words are zana. That is the word fornication. So in the Old Testament, when you see you're gonna see the word fornication 5 times. But the Hebrew word is zalnao. But when you see whore and whoredoms, you're gonna see zalnao most of the time. They the same. Paramours. I don't need that one. But let's go, because James said, you adulterers and adulteresses, if you friends with this world. Ooh, what? I'm trying to tell you, resist the devil. But look at these words, pornos. I ain't got to keep reading all this stuff. You'll see what it is. Revelation, whoremongers, sorcerers, and idolaters. They going to hell. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go. We almost done. Apocrypha, right here. I'm just telling you the truth. You better get these. You better get your Sunday relatives and get them. These Christmas goers, these pig eaters. You better get them and tell them. Somebody better tell them. The Apocrypha that used to be in the Bible? Used to be in the Bible. C-Rock 25, three sorts of men my soul hated. The Most High said, three kind of men I hate, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. You know, these old dirty men that when they see a woman go by, that's all they thinking about is tig-o bitties and behinds. Man. Ooh, girl, I give you some money. Want to be your sugar daddy. Said, daddy, you need to deal with your sugar, your diabetes. That's what you need to be dealing with. Wisdom 3:16. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. Wisdom 14:23-25. For while they slew their children in sacrifices, while they slew their children in sacrifices that we read about in Leviticus 18, in Leviticus chapter 20, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Christmas is a strange rite to true followers of Messiah. They kept neither their lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously. When you go to Joshua chapter 18, you can see what they were doing. Or grieved him by adultery. So they reigned in all men without exception, blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, and perjury. All in these secret ceremonies, these other holidays, these strange rites. Swapping, man, please go read Joshua chapter 18. I ain't put it in here, we be here all day. They did it 4 times a year. Swapping, causing their daughters to be harlots and whores. Wisdom 14:12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. 2 sorts of men multiply sin, and this 23:16, 16-18. 2 sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he hath kindled a fire, because they burn in their lust. You're never satisfied. That's why you go from lingerie magazines to porn magazines. And not only that, days. This world have a day for everything. Just the other day was National Hug Day. National Hug Day. They don't got enough days. They got to keep making days. Today is National Bacon Day. Today is Hug a Tree Day. I don't watch out of the box. I don't watch none of that mess. The Hallmark Channel with all that Christmas junk. I do not watch that mess. No, don't watch. Why? No, turn it off. When we be watching Christmas, like old Family Matters movies or episodes, and we skip the Christmas episode. I don't even want this that seed in my children's head. It says, 2 sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire. That's why Paul said it's not good that a man touch a woman. Get married. Stay out these temples. Stay out these strip clubs. Stay out these gentleman clubs. Stay off these porn sites. Get your wife. Get your woman. Let her breast satisfy you all at all times. That's what the Bible say. That a woman's breast shall satisfy her husband at all times. You a woman telling your husband you ain't getting none. You withholding relations. Divorce her behind. Man, stop that foolishness. You ain't getting none. You ain't getting this. Sleep on the couch. I wish I would. I wish I might. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? You know, men that's in front of a computer, pornography, you breaking wedlock, bro. You breaking wedlock. You are fantasizing about that woman or whatever you watching. You fantasizing about that woman that you with them. You doing it. Talking about who seeth me? The Most High see you, and your ISP, your internet service provider, they see you too. Yeah, who see me? Comcast. Who see me? AT&T, they see you. Oh, I got a VPN. I can hide my IP address. Okay, then the VPN, they see you. Don't you think none of this stuff they don't know what you doing? You got a cell phone and it got a camera on it. They looking at you. You got a smart TV. They looking at you. Don't y'all be stupid. I'm not to tell you. Who seeth me? I am compassed with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sin. Yes, he will. If you do any other following, if you sleeping with somebody else's wife or husband, sleeping with multiple partners with no marriage contract, celebrate Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Valentine's, etc., keep Sunday as the Sabbath, worship idols, you're in sororities and fraternities, celebrating having birthday parties, into the horoscope, watching porn, going to gentlemen's club, practice sin, you are in adultery, you are in fornication, you are a prostitute, you are a harlot. You are in fornication. Because the Most High, y'all want him to watch y'all mess. Because what to do? Why? Because what he do? When Israel sinned, he hid himself. What he do? He said, wait, why? The prophet said, why you sleepest thou? Why you hiding your face and forgetting it's us? Redeem us. Because they was in harlotry. What he do? He hid his face. He don't want to watch your porn. You a God that hide yourself. He don't want to watch your porn. Because what they do? They went a whoring out of the strangers of the land. That's what they were doing. The Most High said, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them. Why? I don't want to see your harlotry. I don't want to see your whoredom. I don't want to watch your porn. You watch your own stuff. Most High told them, do not, but what they doing? They serving other God. He said, I will cast, look at it. 1 Kings 9:4-7, I will cast you out my sight. I don't want to watch your harlotry. You'll see this. You'll see this, guy. You'll see. We ain't got to keep going through all this stuff, these groves and all that stuff. All of it connected. To Satan, he just separated them out, but you can't see. I'm doing the seeing for you. Go look all this stuff up. I'm trying to tell you. What he do to Israel? Verse 18, he removed them out his sight. What he do to him? Out. Look at it. You'll see it. Out of his sight. He don't want to see you. Woe be to the pastors that what? Destroy and scatter the sheep of my. These pastors, man, they destroy. These Sunday Christians, they just letting you do whatever you want. They let you celebrate Christmas. They drag Christmas trees and put them up on the pulpit. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter my. He getting rid of you. Y'all need to get rid of your wicked pastor. Get rid of him. Tell him you ain't my pastor no more. Get out of here, fool. If he allow you to do all that wickedness. Therefore, thus said the Most High of Israel against the pastors that feed my sheep, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings. And I keep hearing people in the regular world, this the year of stuff being exposed. That's the understatement of the year. But the Most High said in verse 4, I will set up shepherds like me. I'm telling you, Most High sent me here to tell you. Over them which shall feed them, and shall they fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Most High. Therefore, behold, skip to verse 39-40, I will utterly forget you, I will forsake you, I will cast you out my presence, you wicked ones that don't listen to my real shepherds. Listen to them. I'm telling you. He don't want to watch your fornication. He don't want to watch your whoredoms, your harlotry, your bestiality. He don't want to see it. But how we get rid of this stuff, man? How do you get, we're going to tell you how to get free today. Because Yeshua said when an unclean spirit or a demon is gone out of a man, when you done licked it, you done licked it and you done finally got free and broke free of pornography, don't you think you free? You are free, but don't think they won't try to come back. So when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Dry place. A pig is a dry place. Don't y'all know that? That's why Yeshua sent them. They look for dry places. But see, you need to be a wet place. Wet with what? Wet with the water of the word. They ain't gonna come back to no welled, watered place. You know, the water of life, called a word, called a law, statutes, and commandments. When you do beat it, keep the word of Yah right there. Then he said, I will return into my house whence I came. And when it is come, he find it in emptiness. If you don't stay in the word, you might fly good for a while, a couple of months, 3 months. Yeah, I ain't watched that stuff. I ain't did this stuff. Yeah, I'm straight. I'm good, like I knew I would. And you ain't meditating on the word day and night, fortifying yourself, setting up parameters, setting up boundaries that you won't go by. They gonna come back. And when they come back, what? Watch this. Then goeth he and taketh himself 7 spirits. So once you get it beat, keep the word of Yah near. How to get free? Paul said, for though we walk in the flesh, meaning we are natural beings, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling down of strongholds. When they want to come back, you got to cast down. Don't think on those things. You got to think on heavenly things. It said casting down imagination and every high thing that is out. You got to reset your computer, your brain. Get them images out of there. Start be replacing them. Play the scriptures over and over, the stories of the scriptures over and over in your head. Let them become the new images. Go find you a good, set apart preacher that you can listen to and saturate yourself with the word of Yah. Let them teach you. Casting down imaginations. And you can call Brother Run if you're feeling weak. All right, man. You might not like what I'm going to tell you. Look, man, put that mess up. Stop acting stupid, Cupid. Do you want to die and go to hell? That's why I got that fire up here. You want that fire to burn you up? We gotta cast down imagination, and every high thing, everything that we have put above the Most High, we gotta take it down. It said, because guess what? Paul had a thorn in the flesh. He said, take it away from me. 3 times I told you, get it out of here. But Yeshua said unto him, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in thy weakness. My grace is sufficient for thee. Well, we already told you, that ain't nothing but scripts. It said, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Stop confessing that you weak. No, you strong. Get that mess out. At some point, you got to say no. You got to do what you got to do. If you set up stuff on your computer. Matter of fact, you don't need no computer. Throw it away. Just use public computers. So you got to do whatever you take. How to get free. Hebrews 4:12. It said, we only have 4 more after this. It says, the word of Yah is quick, or Yeshua is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of thoughts and the intents of the heart. He know you struggling. But you got to refuse to do it. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight. You need to do some fasting. You need to be doing some prayer. You ask more people, when the last time you did a fast? Man, 12 years ago. What? Your flesh is not under subjection. It's strong. You need to break it down, get it weak. Many times I done told my wife I ain't eating this week. You need to do that too. It'd be hard smelling chicken in the house. At lunch, your co-worker eating some food. What you eating? Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom to what we have to do. Seeing that then we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yeshua, the son of Yah, let us hold fast our profession, for we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all point. He tempted just like you. So you got to envision, what did he do? He just act like, make you be him and him be you. You got to get the mind of the Hamashiach. Picture him, put him in the same situation with you. Matter of fact, I said, practice like he's standing right there with you. You got to practice that. Because Abel understood. Go watch that video we got, you being watched. Abel said that the Most High is present at all our actions. When you getting ready to log in, he present at all your actions. He said, but was in all point tempted as we are. These same temples that Paul and them were talking about, and in the Old Testament were talking about, and everything, do you think he wasn't tempted to go to? Yet without sin. Let us, it said, tempted in all points, some points, all points. Malik Yoba, man used to play on New York Undercover, he liked transgender women. You would never thought. Sorry, I ain't disclosing nothing there. He liked you gotta all points. It might have come, some probably came at Yeshua. Hey Yeshua, looking just like a woman. Hey Yeshua, come on down to the temple of Bacchus today. And Yeshua said, get away from me, you Kadesh, you Kadisha, you Zalnal. Get out. I ain't doing no Zalnal. Get out of here. You got to break it down like that, talking the Hebrew to him. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy. How do you get mercy? Go watch our mercy class. You got to start at least trying to keep the commandments, trying to resist, so that you can find grace to help in the time of need, so you don't do that stuff. How you get free? Flee, run to the hills, like I ran up out some folks' house. It said, every sin, we already read this, you the temple, get out of there. James, it said, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Philippians 4:8, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure. Pornography is not pure. Christmas is not pure. No matter what kind of music and bells and whistles they try to play to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, it's of Satan. Whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Yeshua said to get out of adultery, fornication, well, any kind of sexual sin. He said, if your right eye, plug it out. Now he's saying, do whatever you got to do not to do it. For he said, if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. If you got a computer and you can't stay off them site, you might have to throw that computer out. That's like plucking your eye out. Do whatever's necessary. Then you got to do it. Put on your whole, put on it finally, my brethren. Put your armor on. Put on the whole armor of Yah, that you may be able to stand against the wiles, the methodia, the scheme, the plant, the craftiness of the devil. He's so crafty, the whole world deceived. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And you know who we wrestling with. I'm trying to tell y'all, the devil is slick. He done made you think that Christmas ain't fornication, ain't adultery. That's what he done made you think. Last one. And behold, because if you in that stuff, get out of it, because Yeshua said he coming back quick, fast, in a hurry, and by surprise. He coming. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to as his work shall be. Whatever you doing, are you in pornography? Are you in fornication? Are you in the beast system? It's all the same. The devil playing games. He playing for keeps, man. He wants you to come with him. Come on and go with me. I got something new for you to see. Just go. You know John Legend. Come on and go with me. I got something new for you to see. I got something good for you. Girl, you won't know what to do. You tell the devil, this ain't new, fool. You been trying this stuff. Then you heard what Solomon had said in Ecclesiastes 1:9? Ain't nothing new. This all vanity. I don't want to. James chapter 4 tell me, this stuff, I ain't gonna be no adulterer or adulteress. 1 John 2:15 tell me not to love the world. Get out of here, fool. Beat it. He said, nope. Yeah, man. Yeah, he would be. He had flesh just like us. Get out of here. You ain't got nothing new for me to see. The only new thing I want to see is New Jerusalem. So beat it, punk chump. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the city that ain't nobody seen yet, or physically seen yet. For without our dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers, fornication people, and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, I Yeshua have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David and the bright and morning star. The Spirit, that's Yeshua, and the bride said, come on. That's New Jerusalem, come on. And let him that heareth come, and let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take of the water of life freely. Put that water in those dry places, and you will be able to flee fornication, pornography, whatever it may be, what have you. If you need to set up a counseling session with me, go to rapministry.org. We'll set it up. We want to get you free. Pray for you. Give you some scripts. This should be enough. But you get fast and pray. But everybody, thank y'all for coming on in today. I really truly appreciate you coming out today. You didn't have to, but you did. Hold up, this stuff. My computer done froze up. All right, there we go. Remove. All right, we back. My computer then froze up. But guys, thank you for coming on in today. I love and appreciate every last one of you. Just pray for me, for my strength, for my safety. You know, some folks might try to get me because I'm exposing stuff. And, pray that I have traveling grace, whatever that is. Traveling grace of the Most High, keep me, protect me, and, because some people don't like what you're putting out there because it breaks down their sacred cows, their sacred things. I'm just trying to make you miss hell and help you to get into them gates of New Jerusalem. Brothers and sisters, if you got any Bible question, prayer requests, go to rapministry.org. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. Got calendars coming on the way. I'll get them to you when I am done with them. Just love you, appreciate it. I'm going to pray for you, pray for me, and most high willing, I will be back, most high willing, with another great teaching for you next week. We are out. I love every last one of you. Thank everybody for their comments. And if we got any confusion, some people might be saying, well, he said fornication don't mean them two married. It turns there. If you don't marry that person, yeah, that's fornication. You need to marry that person, right? So just get married, all right? And just get married. But it ain't as grave a sin as in this other harlotry and bestiality stuff. But brothers and sisters, we are out. Love and appreciate you. Thank you for giving me your time today, giving me your ear today. Go and serve the King. We out. Hallelujah.